Coach Neil from the Black Dog Brotherhood, and welcome to the Excuse Matrix, Volume 1. So for those of you who have been with us for a while, you know that I've done this one a couple of times before, but I like to constantly revamp and redo things, especially as we get more and more people on board with the Black Dog Brotherhood. So today we're going to be talking about excuse number one. Probably the most common one that I hear is, I don't have time to train. Now, the way I like to get around this one is by breaking down the week using simple mathematics. So, rightio, so what we have here is a basic breakdown for a week. So, in any given day, woohoo! Okay, so we have 7 days per week, 24 hours a day, okay? Everybody already knows this. What you probably didn't know is that when you multiply those numbers, it gives us 168 hours in any given week to play with. Now, if we look at sleep, most of us sleep 7 days a week, all right? And those little Z's, by the way, all right? 7 days a week. Generally, the average amount of sleep is 8 hours per night. If you need any more than sleep than that, then I suggest you take the advice of the immortal Arnold Schwarzenegger and learn to sleep faster, all right? So 7 8 gives us further 56 hours, all right? Now let's talk about work. Let's assume for a moment that you do a massive 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. So 6 days a week, 12 hours every day. I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think very many people out there at all would actually work this much. But let's assume for a moment that you do. You work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. That gives us 72 hours, all right? Now, admin. Personal admin, okay? We're not talking about watching TV. We're not talking about fucking cruising Facebook or anything like that. We're talking about legitimate personal admin necessary for day-to-day survival. So shopping, cleaning the house, taking the kids to and from school, whatever it is, okay? Legitimate personal admin that is a part of your day-to-day life. Let's say 7 days a week, 3 hours a day, okay? Gives us 21 hours. Now, I know what you're thinking. You may go, you know, I'm a parent. My admin is far more than 3 hours a day, okay? Granted. But if it is more than 3 hours a day, are you doing a 12-hour work day on top of that 6 days a week? All right. So this is just based on averages. So you may do more admin, you may do less work hours, but we're working on some pretty big numbers here. So when you look at it, what we get here is 149, okay? So these numbers combined gives us 149. 168 minus 149, quick, who knows what it is, gives us 19 hours every single week left over. That is almost an entire day's worth of time left over, okay? Theoretically, this number is actually going to be significantly high because very few people would work 6 days a week for 12 hours every single one of those days. So it's probably going to be significantly high, but we'll work off 19 hours, okay? So you've got, on average, 19 hours out of every week left over. Now, if we were to ask you to give just 4 hours out of that spare 19 hours, okay, that works out to just 21% of your spare time, okay? 4 hours a week. So that's 4 1-hour training sessions, 4 1-hour walks, 4 1-hour whatever, okay? Physical activity, getting out and doing something. 21% of your free time. If you want to look at it from a bigger picture, if you take 4 out of that original 168 hours, okay, 2.4% of your week. It takes 2.4% of your week to get off your ass and do something to improve yourself, something to improve your health, your headspace, your life. Now, if you're sitting back and still saying, I don't have time to commit to 4 hours a week to improve my health, to improve my headspace, to improve my physique, if you're saying that you don't have time, ask yourself this. Are you up to date with every episode of Game of Thrones? How many other shows on Netflix are you up to date with? How many hours a week do you sit in front of the screen like you're doing right now, watching Facebook, flicking through Insta? If you can't find just over 2% of time out of your week to improve your health, to improve your headspace, to improve your physique, then I would argue that perhaps it's not a question of you don't have time to train, it's that you don't prioritize your health.